You want to be a friend of the cartel?
Ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the studio, they are the most dangerous podcast in sports entertainment. Crishaun the Don and Bloodline from Kayfabe Cartel.
You're staying. You belong to the cartel now.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most dangerous podcast in sports entertainment.
Kayfabe. Kayfabe. I got a little less belt. Who cares? I'm still going to do it. It's the Kayfabe Cartel.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. We are here. We are back for some more wrestling talk, wrestling content,
Wrestling.
because the people demand it, Wonder. And we give the people what they want.
Yeah, sure.
So, we had week 2 after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Raw, Smackdown,
Yep.
both in the books. I'd say Smackdown was probably a little bit better of a show.
It's always been, for quite some time, the better show.
Yeah, I know that's like the normal thing to say.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll start with Raw.
This.
Where do you want to go? Yeah, I'll let you.
It's
going to
be. We're going to just have a smorgasbord of both shows.
a free for all.
Yeah,
Let's go.
but let's just give it up right now. I don't know if I'm just being a hipster or whatever the case may be, but
Okay, sorry. I want you to re-say that, but we'll start with the negatives first.
Okay.
From both shows, and then we'll go to the positives from
All right,
both
negatives.
shows. Negatives first.
okay.
Be the hipster. Start over. I'm sorry to cut you off.
The negatives of the shows. Let's see here.
Wait, what were you saying about the hipster? 'Cause
Oh,
I
the
feel
hipster
like
thing.
that was a negative thing, right?
No, it's a positive thing. It's kind of positive, so that's why I'm just gonna come back to it.
Okay, all right.
Negatives of the show.
I'll say this. Damian Priest, I think I called it in that they're not really like, he doesn't feel like a top guy of the show. You know what I mean? He's supposed to be the guy of the show.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the face of the show.
the man. Yeah.
What show is he on?
He's on Raw, but word is they're going to switch titles over. Oh, no. Yeah, he's on Raw, but I hear they're going to switch him.
What I heard was they're gonna have like 3 major titles on each show.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Where did you hear that?
Sports Cada.
Sports what?
Cada.
Cada?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just an outlet.
Outlet, yeah.
I don't know
They
if I
usually
believe
spot
that.
on. But
Three major titles for.
yeah, you got to realize wrestlers think female titles are major.
Oh, fuck out of here. Major tits, maybe, huh?
Major ass.
Major ass, yeah. Well, I just feel like Damian Priest isn't being presented as a top guy. I feel like he's just a placeholder right now. For instance, I'll give you an example. Cody's been on Raw, right?
And SmackDown.
And SmackDown. I think there should have, at least within this last 2 weeks, there should have been a moment where they run into each other as, you know, the top guys of both shows.
Yeah.
And maybe Cody gives him at least some respect, or like there's a face to face. There's some kind of thing where Damian stands his ground,
Well,
and I'm like, listen, I'm up here too. You don't just come on my show and fucking walk around like you own the place.
That's true, but that title is only about a year old, and it was only held by Seth. Seth is a workhorse, so he turned a belt prestigious within a year span. It was going to be very hard for any superstar to take that belt after him and keep that level going. Even though he was putting it in the prestige level, it still was freaking particle next to the Universal Championship belt, or whatever the fuck, the undisputed Universal belt.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I get that, but the in storyline, the champ should still, at least even with that in mind, he should have a chip on his shoulder. Like, I'm not the secondary champion. I am the champ. You get what I'm saying? Like, where that would give that title some prestige. I feel like he's just kind of chilling with his boys in the back.
I felt like Seth did it too, but it was Seth Rollins. At the end of the day, it was really not that. All his defense were like, okay, you're going against no major star.
It really depends on who's holding that title at this point. For like, because, well, do you think if Cody Rhodes won that belt instead of Roman's, do you think that would automatically put that as the main event title?
It would have made it a more of a main event title, but every pay-per-view, it's always secondary to the Undisputed Universal belt.
You're right.
So
yeah,
it's just what it is, bro. To me, it doesn't even have as much oomph to it than the Intercontinental title.
It feels like it's on that level.
Because the Intercontinental title for the longest with Gunther having it was something.
It meant something.
It meant something.
Yeah.
Everybody that holds the Intercontinental title tends to turn out to be a bigger star later in life.
Right.
This belt.
Well, I think the Intercontinental, because we'll get back to the Intercontinental title in a minute, because I feel like that was more of a positive. Are you in agreement with what the whole Sammy thing that happened?
It's positive.
Yeah, the main event. I mean, the IC belt was in the main event for one.
Yeah,
they made it feel huge. Sammy's entrance was fucking epic. How they went they did the camera angle from outside the ring.
Yeah,
it was Jey Uso walking out, I think.
Yeah.
And then Sammy fucking walks back. Like that was one of those moments where I think they're gonna use that clip of him saying, "You want to see something cool? Come with me."
Yeah,
they're gonna use that in like commercials. And shit.
Well, yeah. Also, Kevin Owens do it too. Kevin Owens like, "What was that cameraman that follows people from the ring? That's such a cool effect."
Right.
Come with me, and then he started talking his shit, his promo while walking to the ring.
Yeah.
Clapping people up, still having side conversations, and keep it going.
He picked up a title. Yeah. He like knocked over some merch.
He's like, "Oh, can I have this? I'm gonna use this title." And he goes, walks out with that title.
I think as much as I was down on Sammy, that was probably the best moment of Raw. That was the most positive moment, I think.
Yeah.
I would say a negative was how predictable the end was.
It's a predictable outcome. I just didn't think they were going to get to that quickly. Like they didn't build any. Yeah, it didn't build any. I don't want to say storyline, because honestly, building a storyline on someone that didn't deserve to go for the goal more than Chad Gable at the time was kind of weird. But at least build it up a little bit more. At least show that Chad was getting kind of irritated and, like, I'm the back burner. Yeah, you promised me my match. When's my match? Something to that.
It was supposed to be Chad Gable snaps.
Yeah. And
it has that moment.
Too fast, bro. It was too fast.
It was... I didn't feel it.
I didn't feel it either.
Yeah. Like because I knew it was gonna happen. Like I knew it.
Yeah.
I didn't even think it was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen.
For it happening so fast, I don't see Chad gaining the title that quickly, and it's like, oh, okay, he got it now. Let's all cheer like we would have cheered if it was against Gunther.
That's where I think it fucks Chad Gable a little bit in his lore.
Yeah.
Is that
no one's gonna give a fuck that he has it now.
When he wins it as a heel, nobody's gonna give a shit.
Yeah.
And he should have had that WrestleMania moment. And that would have made his fucking career.
Exactly.
And then he would have went on to have a epic title run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could have became and I hate to put this on him, but the new Kurt Angle. Yeah, because not only does he have the athletics that Kurt Angle had, but he also has the personality. Like not like Kurt Angle, but he can at least do something with his personality. Right. He's not.
But now we have to wait. Now we have to wait for Gabe Stevenson. What's his name? No.
Well, I hear he's not fucking working out.
I heard that he's actually growing into his craft. They're right now trying to develop, should he be a heel or a babyface?
I'll be honest, we saw him wrestle. I think he was in a dark match.
Yeah, he only does dark matches.
Yeah, at Smackdown. Yeah, and I wasn't
only
really
on SmackDowns.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't really find it to be that impressive. I was just like, he looks like a regular dude.
To me, it felt because it was a dark match. It was just like no one's in the crowd. We could hear every bump. It was just like
you can hear them saying, "Our suplex."
Entertaining. It was entertaining for finding our seats and sitting down.
Yeah. All right, we'll get back to actually Kevin in a second, because we should get back to the Judgment Day, because we had the Rhea Ripley thing.
Yeah.
Now you did say you had some theories on this.
Yeah. So would you believe, is it an injury or is she pregnant?
I think she's pregnant and Dominic Mysterio is the dad.
No, she has a boyfriend that's always on his Twitter, some cuck from AEW.
Yeah. Isn't it Buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Buddy.
He's a cuck.
Murphy.
He's a cuck, bro. Every time she posts anything that happens where she's a little bit sexual on the show, he has to tweet.
That's my wife.
That's my ass. I go home. She comes home to me.
Yeah,
Nigga,
yeah.
fuck you. We don't care
You're
about that.
fucking insecure douche. Well, I tend to believe that it's a real injury. There was moments where I was like, is this just work or is it? But I don't think they wanted to end her streak that way.
Honestly, this streak shit, I think that fad's over.
So I didn't mean to use the word streak.
Yeah.
I meant to say her reign. Yeah.
Reigns and all that shit.
Because it's not
is
really
dead.
a streak.
All the reigns are dead. Everybody's reign that meant something. Gunther's is dead. Reigns is dead. They're all dead now. So
yeah, but they're
they're
both
going back to regular programming where every 30 days someone's gonna have the belt.
No, that's different. Because you're talking about two guys who lost in a match. They like lost clean. You get what? Well, not clean, but they lost.
Yeah, I get it. So who gives
She's
a fuck
just
about
giving
the
up her
women's
time.
championship?
No, I get you on that. But if that's then why are we even talking about it?
Meaning she's just pregnant, bro. Like she dropped it for pregnancy. She's pregnant.
But what's your evidence?
The evidence is when freaking Liv Morgan came out, she was going like this. She was wailing that broken arm, that fucking strained arm.
I did see that a couple times.
No one
has
no one has what's wrong with her arm. Not a torn pec, not a ace, nothing. They don't know. They just say, "Oh,
I bet you they do."
It's a random shoulder injury."
It does seem like it's coming from out of nowhere. I'll be honest. Yeah.
She had did she do this in ring or out the ring?
Yeah, but even so, what's your evidence that she's pregnant and it's not just
She'll
a work
be out
injury?
for about 8 to 9 months.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
Let me see. Well, even so, you're not coming back right after pregnancy.
She's probably already pregnant. She's probably like 2-3 months in. Even
Okay,
her match,
that's fair.
Even
That's
her
fair.
match with Becky Lynch, it looked safe.
They're not gonna send out a pregnant woman, no matter what trimester she's in. I highly doubt you can't get cleared if you're pregnant.
No, when the baby's a fetus, it's just in there.
Hey, they're liberals. Who cares?
It's her body, her rights, right? In the
Okay.
movie.
She wants to take a back bump. That's on her.
That's her, bro.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure they said what her injury was. I do agree with you though. She was fucking jerking her arm around a little too much. Where I was like, "Oh,
You're
wait
in a
minute."
sling, but now you're jerking your arm around because you see your competitor that attacked you the week before. And the injury didn't stem from if they would have been like, oh, this injury stemmed from Liv Morgan's attack, I would understand. I'm like, all right, at least is that. What did she do? Come out the car and bump her shoulder?
This is why I think it's bullshit they took the title off of her. Listen to this. Rhea Ripley suffered an AC joint sprain in the brawl with Liv Morgan. I think that's just work right there. In the brawl with Liv Morgan last week on Raw, she was thrown into the wall and boom, there goes the shoulder. Maybe it was real in that moment. An injury like that, probably 4 to 6 weeks to gain mobility, then 3 months to be back in action. I think they could have kept the belt on her for 3 months. Fucking Roman Reign that shit.
You just talk shit for.
That's another thing is why does she have to leave?
Vacation time. After Mania, all the big stars get vacation time, so smaller bases could become big.
That's
the JBL situation.
That's the thing that I never understand about wrestling now is they don't do the like, I'm injured, but I'm gonna still be on TV just fucking with people.
I think they do that when they're really injured.
I don't think so. They did that with Punk, kind of, right?
They did it with Big E for a minute, and then he was just like, "I'm not coming back on TV."
Yeah, my neck is done.
My neck is fucking
Done
obliviated. Rich Holland fucked me for life.
My neck is still laying on the floor in that fucking arena.
If you take an X-ray right now, my fucking cervix bone is in my pelvis.
Every time I swallow, I taste my spine.
I have to sit laying down.
Sit laying down. Like that picture of Jesus where he's just
like,
eating an apple.
That's his sit down. That's a stern sit down pose right there.
Yeah, He's like fucking in an office doing office work. Let's see. So yeah, she's stripped of the title. I think that's stupid. I gotta say,
and it was a very. I'm coming back for this. No emotion.
No, I'm gonna disagree with that. I was about to say, because if it's a worked injury, then her acting was pretty good. Because she was like, her eyes were welling up. You could tell she didn't want to do it. Like, I don't feel like she really wanted. She felt like this is bullshit that I'm giving this up.
Call me sexist, but anything, if a woman's crying that something's bullshit, real tears are gonna fall down their face. Not if it's Charlotte Flair, the baddest one out of the freaking.
Well, she's a great actor. Her dad used to tear up on fucking Nitro.
Dad tears up today.
Yeah, it wasn't even a big show.
He fucking teared up on Kill Tony.
Oh. So yeah, I don't know. Anything else to say? She'll be back in 3 to 6 months or 3 months.
We'll see.
Don't you think she could have stayed on TV? Maybe she'll come back like.
I mean,
early
I wouldn't see why she couldn't be still on TV when. I'm crazy. I'm saying this. Judgment Day is actually a stable that's keeping a show alive. Their merch, even though their storyline is really based on nothing, people are entertained by it. They're calling them one of the best fractions in the new century. So
here's another thing: when they come out,
a new decade. I mean,
when they come out and they're all together, they look great together. They look like the Monstars. You know what I mean? So it's like they should they have a cool look. They have a cool group.
But it's
Dominic
really
is really
now. Edge had it as something for like a month, and then it became just a group of people that were black and purple.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you almost, because I didn't like them at first, but now it's like I almost want them. Even Finn. I wish Finn was doing more.
What I feel like it is, it's almost like the Judgment Day could be one of those conglomerate stables where everybody could join that shit at one point, like an NWO. Or a Bullet Club. That's what it's reaching out to be.
I thought it was going for more of a ministry kind of thing.
It stopped with the darkness a long time ago.
Yeah.
Then they added JD, and then they have comic relief like R-Truth.
There's too much comedy involved in that shit.
Yeah.
Because that's what pissed me off about the even again not showing Damian as a top guy. Him doing his moment of like, I'm here, I'm the champ, and then R-Truth comes in. It was funny. Don't get me wrong.
But I don't know at that point.
Huh?
He took the whole segment at that point.
That's what I'm saying. Do you want your champ to be overshadowed by the tag team champions? That's kind of a weird thing. Like, I've never seen that, I don't think.
Yeah. Because it's just the title.
I'd love to argue with you, but that's how they're presenting it.
Yeah.
At least with Seth, there was a level of like exclusivity.
Look who was going to win
it.
It was going to be Drew, and then they cashed it. They were just trying to figure out a storyline for Damian to cash in the Money in the Bank.
You're right. That is a stupid like thing of like your second champion was actually champion for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the champion now was just a cash in that was an opportunist.
The opportunist, yeah.
It's like, you're right. The prestige is already gone.
It's 24/7 belt at this point.
Yeah. It's got that steez to it. It's like, you're right. They should have done something more to protect the prestige of that belt at Mania. Yeah. They should have actually used Mania to build that belt to be more prestigious.
Or they could have built Drew even better, and Drew got attacked by CM Punk. Damian comes out and he obliviated Damian.
I thought he should have interfered in the Roman match, but
that I wouldn't even the Roman's belt would have been real crazy to see on Damian.
Well, no, I thought he was going to lose it. I thought he should have lost, and then that way you could protect Cody and Roman. But
would have lost. I still felt like he should have lost to Drew, because then it would at least kept Drew. And now this is my title.
Now, retrospect,
next challenger, you know what I'm saying?
In retrospect, Drew should have held on to that belt.
Yeah.
That shouldn't have happened the way it happened. Yeah. Because then you also have the thing of like when Punk and Drew finally go at it, what are they fighting for other than you said bad things about me?
Yeah.
Like, who gives a shit?
Drew hated him from the whole switch of AEW and all that, too.
No, I get it. Yeah. I get the story.
So it's a real beef storyline.
I feel like that belt would have made that It would have built the belt, and it would have built that.
Yeah, like
feud.
I'm back home and I'm taking the belt.
Yes.
This is not your home. I'm keeping this belt.
And
that's kind of what Seth was doing with CM.
Right. And not only that, Punk is a guy that could add some prestige to that belt. It's a big name. He's, he's CM Punk.
Engine probe.
He's old Punk, but, injury prone Punk. So I agree with you on that, but it's still a name. It's still somebody you could put in the record books and look back and go, CM Punk held that title.
Or
these younger guys also look up to CM Punk.
Or it's political as fuck. They just wanted a next Puerto Rican champion after 50 years.
That's all I saw it being.
They didn't really say nothing about it though, did they?
Well, maybe because we were in the chat. Now we're live. A lot of them were going off about that. Shout out to them, by the way. BX Sports, Jedi Network, PUWF, Rican Reactions, Chef Dan, all
Joe
those guys over there. D-Walk, yes. Yeah, I don't know. I do wish they did they put Damien on another level, and they're not doing that, and it's fucking up the title, and it's fucking up Damien, in my opinion. Or it's underselling him.
It's underselling him because we know Damien is capable of being a good champion.
And being a monster.
Yeah, and being a monster at the same time. But the fact that I can't get it out of my head now that Rhea Ripley called him a transsexual Undertaker.
Yeah.
But a bisexual Undertaker.
Bisexual Undertaker.
Yeah, bro, that shit, I can't unsee it now.
I think transsexual Undertaker is funnier. Well, he's not transsexual.
Yeah.
Or it's not a female.
Is he bisexual? Why she called him a bisexual Undertaker?
Maybe he is.
He wears weave.
Yeah. He's got a nose ring. Doesn't he have a tongue ring?
Yeah, probably does. He wears lacing.
All right, well, I think this will get us also into the Bloodline discussion now.
Yeah.
Because I think probably the biggest positive from SmackDown might have been the Owens beatdown.
Yeah.
That shit was vicious.
It was vicious, and it comes to show that WWE is back on that blood shit.
Back on their shit.
Yeah. And that's where I was going back to call me a hipster, where I say, is it just me, or are we kind of getting to start reliving an Attitude Era-esque era?
I don't think we'll ever get that feeling again, that magic. However, I do think we're getting into something a little different. Maybe I'm starting to see the changes that I was bitching about not seeing.
Whatever we wanted Attitude Era to evolve to. What I'm saying, a mature Attitude Era.
Like, if we start seeing blood in matches the way that we saw it in that segment, then I'd say, like the match wise, then we're getting back to blood, and we're getting back to the
cursing and
again, we said the adult kind of shit.
Can we get a bra and panty match?
We're not objectifying women. We're still not doing that. I bet you. Women are competitors now, bro.
Yeah, they don't get kissed forcefully anymore.
Exactly.
That used to be punishments from Vince,
I remember. No Triple H Kiss My Ass Club coming. That's why sometimes you need a fucking freak to run a company. It's much more funny.
I don't want to see another Kiss My Ass era. That was weird.
Yeah, so there's the beatdown was pretty vicious. They're making Tama Tonga, who made his debut. I don't think we talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
We did?
Yeah, I think, did we talk about that?
I don't think we talked about it on air.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But Tama Tonga made his debut the week before.
Mm-hmm.
They both kind of intimidated Paul Heyman, broke his phone. Now how much that sucks. And now, this is what I think is funny. Now Paul Heyman can't get a hold of Roman Reigns.
Gotta ask Siri.
There's no way it was in his phone. You can't get a hold of him now.
Can't get a new phone.
Yes. It's the island of relevancy. The phone number is right on that phone, and it's gone for good.
He didn't save it on the iCloud.
Nowhere else. Exactly. But yeah, so they're playing off this thing that because this is when they turned on Jimmy.
Yeah, the first week.
Yes. So Tama Tonga made his debut by turning on Jimmy, joining Solo.
Yeah. Well, attacking Jimmy.
Attacking Jimmy.
Solo turning on him.
Yeah. He didn't really turn on him.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a family, but
no, they're not.
I know. I'd claim Haku too. You want him in your corner.
Calling him uncle.
But yeah, so what's your thoughts as far as like the thing they're playing up where he's Solo says that this was on orders from the tribal chief. Heyman's like, I didn't hear about this. Roman didn't tell me anything. Now it's wondering who's the tribal chief that Solo's talking about.
Yeah.
So who do you think?
I personally want to believe it's Solo that's the new tribal chief, or believes he's the tribal chief, but it's going to be The Rock.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I absolutely think so too. Because the reasoning why I think so, The Rock didn't turn babyface before he left. He left as a heel.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So he didn't that's the one saving grace I have from the whole thing is that The Rock didn't bitch out and go, well, I'm going back to Hollywood. I got to be a babyface.
Yeah. So he raised Cody's hand or something in the ring.
And do something. And yeah, it's over. The Rock respects you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he didn't do
completed. Not only did you finish the story, you completed the final boss.
The mission. Yeah.
Ugh.
Mahalo.
Ugh. Ugh.
But before he left, he said he was still an asshole. He's still Hollywood Rock.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to make you bleed again. And fucking walked off. So even though he left, that pissed me off, but he didn't turn babyface before he left. So I think he is still part of this bloodline thing. I think Solo's thing doesn't really make sense either, though, the turn. And I know people have pointed this out online that he turned on Jimmy because, in his words, losing has consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And he lost at WrestleMania. So two things out of that. One, that's obviously a direct shot at Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns also lost.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that kind of fucks it up, though, is that Solo basically hasn't won a match really at all. Like, he has a few under his belt, but he's been on a losing streak.
Yeah.
So it makes you think that this story was written for Solo to be undefeated at this point, right? Or at least it would make more sense if he was undefeated.
It would make more sense if he was undefeated.
You'd never seen him lose, and then he could at least go, yeah, that's why I'm going with this, losing has consequences thing.
Well, maybe they're gonna try to scratch that and have him not lose anymore in a losing streak.
Well, yeah, they're gonna retcon it.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Solo's unstoppable. Which they could have done that from the beginning because he's been like a fucking monster.
Yeah.
They could have made him the new Umaga.
Yeah, even Umaga went down eventually.
Eventually. Not fucking 3 weeks into his career.
It wasn't 3 weeks.
I think it was. I think it was pretty.
It was about 8 months in his career before he started losing.
Solo?
Yeah.
He beat John Cena, right?
Yeah.
That was his big match. Maybe he means big matches. Losing big matches.
Maybe.
You don't lose the big match.
You don't lose what counts.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's also, it's obviously a shot at Roman Reigns. So they're sparking up the, and then Roman got we want Roman chants.
Yep.
Which shows me that they fucked up in taking the title off of him. People still want him.
Yeah.
He's coming back a babyface, right?
He's gonna, that's gonna be a babyface.
Yeah.
He's gonna go back with Jimmy
and Jay.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, because we could get into the draft as well. Because I'm sure you have some predictions. My prediction is that they move Jimmy over to Raw. He's back on the show with his brother. He tries to get back cool with his brother, and he's like, fuck that. I don't trust you. And then they build the story of them eventually getting back together. It'll be a big, great moment. The Usos are back. You don't see it? And then eventually Roman comes back, has the Usos as his backup, the original Bloodline against the new Bloodline.
It's going to be a moment where it's going to be one of the Usos getting jumped by Solo and Tonka. And the other Uso is going to run out
and save him. Mm-hmm.
Then The Rock or whoever comes out, and now it's a 3-on-2 in there, getting the advantage on them. Then you hear,
if you smell.
No, The Rock is already out there with his ass. Then you hear Roman's music going. He comes up, hits one of these.
He's bringing back the old.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. How does The Rock figure into it? I think it's as simple as
tribal chief.
I think it's as simple as this: is the Rock comes back where it's gonna be. They're gonna be thinking that Solo is the tribal chief, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Solo's at some point just gonna go, "I'm not the tribal chief." Or I'm not the one calling the shots. Actually, you're right. He can't call himself because he's calling himself the final boss.
Yeah.
So why would he call himself the tribal chief? He could even just say, I was taking my orders from someone else. Then boom, The Rock comes out. That's how he returns. And then we're set.
He's the final boss.
We're set for Civil War. But that's the thing, is he doesn't have to do, like, let's say it takes place at War Games. The Rock doesn't have to wrestle in War Games for it to sell, at least. He could just be somewhere in the mix. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so who would be in War Games for him?
Well, supposedly they're going to bring in
Zilla?
Fatu. Jacob
Fatu?
Yeah.
What about Zilla?
Who's Zilla?
The other young one? The young Fatu?
Maybe. I mean, they have fucking a million of them they could just pluck off of a tree. Samoans grow on trees, apparently. So, yeah, I hear they're going to bring in Jacob. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob Fatu. And they're just going to build a new bloodline with reluctant Paul Heyman as hostage. He's no longer an advocate. He's a hostage now.
What if Paul Heyman is tribal chief?
He's pulling the strings. I don't know. Because Paul's acting really well right now. But that's what Paul does.
But if Paul was the tribal chief, how do you defeat him if he really doesn't wrestle?
That's where Paul doesn't figure in. Unless it becomes a new, becomes a new Bobby the Brain.
Yeah.
He's just putting together the what was the group he put together again?
The Four Horsemen?
No, he put together this group to just fucking go after Hogan. And then the Dungeon of Doom started doing that. I forget, that's fucking 80s shit. The Heenan family, I think.
Yeah, I think it was the Heenan family.
Yeah. What were we talking about, though? Do you have any draft predictions?
Draft predictions?
That was my one.
I believe they're going to put JD Madonna on SmackDown.
What would that accomplish?
Just him getting out of the Judgment Day.
Out of the Judgment Day?
Yeah, smooth and easy.
But then where does he go after that? Gives a shit, right?
Gives a shit. They just need him off Judgment Day. He's not on any merch or anything. They did for like one drop.
I'll be honest, now that Rhea's gone, if you think about it, he might get pushed out because now Dominic might have to go back to being sort of the little brother of the group.
Yeah.
And McDonough has been kind of playing that.
Because even you remember he already got the I Quit match.
Yeah.
Or well, not the I Quit. Some match of him against R-Truth has to get out of Judgment Day, and R-Truth won. They didn't kick him out.
Yeah, like where do they go from there with Dominic not having mommy around?
Well, him and JD was like a tag team, but they never win.
Yeah, who cares? I don't know.
It was Damian and Finn that won the championship.
You think they go back to telling the story with him and his father again, or is that over?
I think he's somewhere in the mix in another one with that.
That's coming back though, right?
He's still in one.
What?
With the LWO?
No, Ray's involved in the LWO.
Yeah, I know. And Andrade was supposed to join the Judgment Day.
Oh yes, you're right. You're right. But he turned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so they're still like playing with it here and there. All right, maybe they're gonna go back to that.
They have some segments where Dominic and Ray went face to face.
But don't you feel like, well, maybe they do tell that story now that Rhea's not there to influence Dom anymore. Maybe his father can get through to him now in storyline. I sound like a psychopath, like I really believe the shit. I really hope the best for that family. I hope they get back together.
Even in wrestling, you gotta go to your father. You gotta return to your father.
Return to your father. Return to Rey Mysterio. I'm trying to think of some other draft shit. I haven't really been interested in a lot of the stories. Like, what can they break up? All right, I think they're gonna switch the titles. I think that's a possibility.
Cody on SmackDown.
Cody on Raw. Damian and Judgment Day switch, but then they're gonna have two powerhouse groups on one show. That wouldn't work.
Which is who?
Judgment Day and Bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe that wouldn't work then. All right.
I know Carmelo Hayes.
Oh yeah, the call-ups.
Yeah.
We should talk about the call-ups.
He's definitely going to be in the drafts. And Braun.
I think Braun Breaker's finally coming up.
SmackDown.
Absolutely. Trick is
champion right now.
Oh, so they're not going to move him.
He's not going to move.
They should. He's like over as fuck right now. Anywhere he shows up, he gets like a huge pop.
Yeah, he was on that SmackDown we went to, and that was a huge pop.
Yeah.
Hope that Trick was all through that stadium.
Exactly. Yeah, he got the biggest pop of the night, pretty much. His pop was at least on par with Randy Orton, who's a fucking legend. Ramos, we're gonna talk about the new belts in a minute. Did we didn't talk about the new belts yet.
No, not yet.
Jesus, my mind is all over the place. Yeah, I don't know anything else that I could think off the top of my head for
either show.
Honestly, at this point, I don't even know who's on what show.
There's supposed to be a Bayley versus Naomi.
Let's talk about the new belts.
Oh, the QR codes.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get to that. Or do you want to talk about? Yeah, because that ties into the show.
Yeah.
It actually came through.
Yeah.
We were talking about Dreadmare a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to fruition.
Like
At
always.
least that's what it seems like.
Like always, man.
It's the same exact thing they did with the White Rabbit.
Yeah, but we broke the code first, man.
Yes. We always break the code first.
Yeah.
Well, they started with the QR codes. I feel like the QR codes aren't as like they're not like leading us anywhere the same way that the Bray Wyatt one did, but it's because we already know what it is. It's just kind of just to fuck with us until they actually reveal it or debut him.
Yeah.
Or re-debut him. Uncle Howdy, that is. But yeah, Dreadmare has been putting stuff on YouTube for months at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a while. And people have been kind of dubbing it fan fiction but it looks like it's legit.
Yep. Some clips you see that are extended, you see on WWE footage.
Mm-hmm. They're doing the same thing with the glitching in the screen and all that stuff. The symbols popping up. They also did the same thing that they did with the White Rabbit song, where during commercial breaks they started playing a song, and flashing shit around and
turning on
doing the glitching thing with the Smackdown logo and all that stuff. So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. Like, they're gonna bring back at least that. I think they're gonna form the Wyatt Six. I think it's everything he pretty much said on the YouTube.
Yeah,
I would have to believe that it's all gonna come true, because also the thing I like about the Dreadmare thing is that people wrote it off as fake and that it was fan made. And his whole thing was like, you don't believe me. And people didn't believe it.
Yeah.
So it is kind of like cool that it's like, I'm showing you now. It's like, it's for real. So if you notice people on the Dreadmare comments, they're starting to like, I can't wait. Before it was like, this shit ain't WWE.
Hey, this shit fake.
Fuck this shit.
It went from this shit fake to I can't wait.
I can't wait. With the little red circle. So they did a QR code. It led to a weird image. I could probably even just show it on screen. Damn, what was that again? QR, WWE, QR. You were gonna say something though about it?
Yeah, there was a QR that went up that kind of showed the description of like the broken Matt Hardy.
I think it led to this video, right? Is this the one you're talking about?
I think so.
Okay, I'll just play.
They all have static in the beginning.
Well, this is the QR code. I'm sorry, let me find it. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it led to this video.
Matt Symbol, what?
Was that?
Yeah.
Let's see if we see any hidden shit. That.
Yeah.
That's Matt Symbol?
Yeah, the broken Matt. And then the crow, just the stick figure.
The stick figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they flashed that on screen on SmackDown.
Yeah, did that first, and then they put
the QR.
The Uncle Howdy crow in it. So it was like they're joining up.
Really? I gotta look that up. I don't remember that being Matt Hardy. What is that? And then it's quoting this. I'm pretty sure is a gospel song. Out of the Miry Clay. It looks like the Mortal Kombat logo. No, that's a.
What about the Myra Clay?
Out of the Miry Clay. I set them free.
It's Psalms.
Jesus.
Psalms 40, verse 2.
Psalms 40, verse 2.
He laid me up. What? No, he lifted me up from the pit of despair, out of the miry clay.
The miry clay.
The miry clay.
Is this another QR here? QR code that aired tonight during the New Day entrance. See, I didn't see that. So the WWE logo. They've been lying to you, man. What do you think?
I don't know, man.
I gotta look this up. The Broken Matt logo. I don't remember that being Broken Matt. It looks familiar though, that logo. It reminds me of like some Black Mirror kind of thing. Okay, this was the new one, by the way. This was the one that just happened. So the QR code led to this picture, this demonic shit. And then when you zoom in, actually zoom in here, it says... It says, I am nothing, I think.
I don't even see it.
Right here. I am you, maybe? I'm you.
Oh, you gotta zoom in a little bit more.
That's as far as they go. This is the same one. I'm with you or something like that. See if it says it in here.
Let me see if I can see it.
Actually, I sent it to you too.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to.
Can't zoom in close enough on that. Yeah, it's some demonic thing with a sunset behind it. I don't know what the fuck that says. I still can't tell. All right. Well, yeah. So Uncle Howdy's coming back. That's what it seems like. Can you tell it yet?
Something day.
All right, we'll do a deep dive off air and then present us cracking Uncle Howdy's code again, like we did last time. Maybe we'll call somebody. We'll antagonize some business.
Yeah.
You know what we should do is one of these days is call back the White Rabbit company to confirm if they were actually part of it.
Probably have an NDA. Oh. Oh.
We cannot discuss that. Feed your head. All right, you want to talk about the new belts? You're the belt god.
Yeah, yeah, that's Dave for sure. Sorry. I'm stuck on the... Yeah, there's new belts. Let's start with Raw's.
Raw.
That was presented to Awesome Truth.
Yes.
The Miz and R-Truth.
Go ahead. I'm just going to pull up the picture.
I mean, they're now called the World Tag Team Champions.
So the Raw belts are the World Tag Team Champions.
When I saw the belt on the shop, I was like, I gotta get it. Is anything that was better than those toy
penny copper belts.
Yeah. Those things are terrible. Those were on. It's ridiculous how terrible those were. I mean, the symbol was dope, but they should have put more detail into the plates, and they refused to do that.
Like, it's literally nothing of a belt. It's just kind of
like something the freaking cartoon Hercules wore.
Right.
Yeah.
If you drew a quintessential wrestler and it's like, just draw a belt on him real quick. Yeah.
It's that.
Exactly. even the design itself was like pretty boring, and you couldn't. I'm a big fan of belts that you could see the designs in it, like when it's like those, like you couldn't even, you had to look at it from a certain angle to even see what it was, like the design was on it.
Yeah.
This also, I like the prestigious look to it.
Yeah.
It's royal looking. I'm not really the biggest fan of the circle shape.
I'm not the biggest fan of the logo smack bap in the middle anymore.
I think it's all right because they shrunk it. It's not the entire belt anymore. That shit used to annoy me.
And then the World Heavyweight Championship belt too. It's like, can we get something else on the front?
I will say that I do agree that there is starting to be a similarity to a lot of the belts.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, there is a similarity to this and the World Championship belt. It's like, it's almost, other than the shape, it's almost a little too close. Yeah. But, I mean, it's one of the better looking world titles I've seen probably ever.
Yeah.
It looks like it could be a world championship.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. I like, we'll show the Smackdown one too, and then we'll compare them.
I like the side trodes. Those things between the belts.
Yeah.
Studded out.
I'm a fan of belts with color on it.
Yeah.
Which is why I kind of like the Raw belts more than the Smackdown ones, but let me switch over. And here are the Smackdown. The tag team, WWE tag team belts. Bravo fucking O. I agree with you.
That right there is the only thing we have right now that's coming close to ruthless aggression, attitude era.
Well,
belts.
It looks like they took the old design, the New Age Outlaws belts that time, and they took that shape, and then it's almost like it looks like a combination between that belt and the Undisputed Championship that JBL held. Yeah.
That belt is gorgeous.
I always loved that belt.
This belt was a must grab. Well, I got both.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it already. Yeah, I mean,
there's still pre-orders. Those things are saying they're not coming until like October 1st, but they're going to be here when they're here. You guys will see them.
I think it's a very nice title. It's a very nice belt.
Those things are gorgeous.
Yeah.
The only thing I would have probably tweaked on the belt was made the glow blue, or the color of the glow.
That's why I said I don't like the colorless thing to it. It makes it a little boring. However, it's still a very nice belt. That's why I think this is nicer because it's got the 3 color on it. It's got the silver. It's got the red. It's got the.
Nah, I'm sorry. That black as it is, that's.
No, I gotta disagree. I feel like this is a much more boring title than this one.
And you got to understand on the Smackdown version, that middle is actually beveled out more. So it's like
I could see it. You could see the shadow of it. It's a nice, bro. I'm not saying it's an ugly belt at all.
And you see, even though the logo is on it, right in the middle,
it's like
subtle.
Yeah. I see what you mean. The logo placement is much nicer, definitely. Though I do like this glow better. I mean, look, it's actually perfect in terms of they're different from each other, but they're just as cool as each other, in my opinion.
That belt's. Oh, I'm not even taking off the side plates.
If somebody said, "Hey, you could pick one or the other," I would have to pick this one. I think it's just a much nicer belt. In the chat, let us know which one you think is nicer. Well, you're going this.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not mad at it. You did say you had a theory that there was going to be some other new belts.
Yes. I believe Cody's going to redesign a Winged Eagle belt.
They do need to get rid of that fucking. At least, especially for him, because he looks horrible with that belt. He looks like a homeless man holding a sign.
Everything about his persona is Eagle.
Yeah.
He wore an Eagle mask at WrestleMania. His shoulder pads are Eagle. I think his knee pads are Eagle. His whole American nightmare, but still looks like a American,
like a skull, kind of a square face skull.
Yeah, like he wears a freaking red, white, and blue trench coat.
Yeah, the Homelander.
Yeah, Homelander. That's what I was looking for. Homelander fit. He needs and he already did it once before with the Intercontinental, bringing back the white strap.
So you think he's bringing back the winged eagle Shawn Michaels era or the big winged eagle? You know what I mean, the difference?
Yeah.
Okay.
Big wing.
He's bringing back the Triple H title. Or a version of it, like a new version.
Yeah, probably something in between the middle of both.
I could see that.
Probably be more Shawn Michaels though, to be honest, because it is Cody. Fit him more.
Like a smaller belt, yeah. Because I think they made that belt like smaller, like purposely.
Yeah.
Because wasn't the one that Hogan carried a little different?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I could see that. I would hope so, because I hate that design, even though they just made it not too long ago.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like a new design. They just made it gold. And that's Roman's belt. That should have been Roman's belt.
Yeah.
Like they should have, they really should have just like retired it that night. Because it was the one they gave to him. They crowned it to him.
They should have made the night after Mania Raw.
Yeah.
The night they gave Cody his own title.
Yes. Yeah. Because it doesn't look right on him, for one. Two, they only made that title because Roman hit 1,000 days as the champion. It was like a sort of core. What do they call? What's the word I'm looking for? Fuck it. They were like crowning him like a new kind of champion.
Yeah, what's the word?
Yeah, I know. There's a word like a knighting kind of thing going on. But yeah, that was the reason why that belt was made. So it should have just been Roman's. They even handed to him like, hey. Yeah. But you said there was something, other belts that you heard were getting made, that they were going to have 3. Oh, but you said that was women's.
Yeah, they count women's.
Are you sure?
I'm sure they'll count women's, yeah.
Because I could see them making like 2 more secondary titles for the.
They'll probably change the women's tag team belts if they even have any. Do they have women's tag team belts?
I think so, yeah.
They probably change that next week or something.
Nobody pays attention to it anyway. It's useless. Yeah, I could see them though making like, because if you remember, there was a point where we did have like the Intercontinental title, the European title,
the
hardcore title, cruiserweight title, light heavyweight title.
I don't think they'll bring back the light heavyweight. The cruiserweight title is disgusting.
They shouldn't have given that its own show. It should have just been like they should have just treated it like it was Nitro.
Yeah.
They open up the show, they have their own little thing. Maybe some storyline to it, but they just made it too like it was like, all right, now it's 205 live, but it's Raw, but it's 205 live. It's like, all right, stop forcing this. Stop forcing me to like this.
Stop forcing me to like something else.
Yeah. Stop trying to take advantage of my nostalgia for fucking cruiserweights on Nitro. It's not the same. It's a bunch of Brits, high-flying Brits. Yeah, it's not even all luchadors anymore.
No, it's not.
Yeah. That's another thing why the LWO, I think, is useless. Because if you remember...
Useless?
Yes, absolutely. They're just going off of nostalgia. That's all it is. Because If you remember the story of the LWO, right?
Yeah.
It was they had the NWO versus WCW. The luchadors were like doing in their mind, they were doing the heavy lifting because they were opening the show. They were bringing in the audience. And Eddie Guerrero was like, we're not getting treated right. They're the reason they're watching the show, man. And then he came out and tried to turn Rey Mysterio. Like, there was a reason behind making the LWO.
Yeah.
This time it was just like, hey, remember the LWO? This is the new one.
Nah, they didn't do it like that.
Yes, they did.
No, they didn't.
What was it?
It was more like, remember LWO? We have to bring it back.
That's it. Exactly. And then Rey Mysterio's in it when, if you remember, the story was that Rey Mysterio wouldn't join the LWO.
But he did it for Eddie now, man. Everything's for
Eddie was right, man. Come on, Ese.
It's one Latino group after another one.
And that is another thing. It's all, remember Eddie? We're kind of like him, right? And it's like, no, you're not. You're nothing like him. And that's another thing I'm getting annoyed with is all the fucking like, listen, I loved Eddie Guerrero like everybody else. But enough of everybody doing the fucking Three Amigos. They do the dance. Every single person.
Hey. Three Amigos, yes. The dance, that's cultural, baby. Everybody does this, baby. Their culture.
In wrestling, we know. Come up with your own dance. If we want a new Eddie Guerrero, we need a new Latin guy who's just good at being a wrestler. That's why Eddie Guerrero was great.
He lied, cheated, and steals, man. He cheated in damn near a lot of matches, but he did it creatively.
Yeah, exactly though. But they didn't push Eddie Guerrero as here's the new Latin superstar.
Well, no one did that back then.
Exactly.
They're not doing that now.
That's all they are doing that. I think that's another reason why LWO exists.
I mean, they are. My bad.
It's
I meant
political,
to say they are
yeah.
doing it now. They weren't doing it back then, though. So it's like,
to be honest, Damian Priest shouldn't even be repping Puerto Rico. He's from the fucking underworld. He's from parts unknown. I don't want to know where he's from.
Judgment Day is not from parts unknown, are they?
It doesn't matter. They're from the what is the other they're from the boiler room.
From Mankind's boiler room. Judgment Day.
Yeah. Like he shouldn't be having Puerto Rican flags on him. If people know he's Puerto Rican, that's fine, but
I don't know, man. That title, man, that means nothing. So Damien means nothing. That's
well. The bigger conversation is there ever been a person that was made a superstar based on just their ethnicity? I don't think so. You like the people who became superstars were because they were talented and we liked them, but it wasn't like I connected with Stone Cold. He's a fucking redneck from Texas that listens to country music and hunts. Like, I'm from the city. Like, it's not based on ethnicity or any kind of thing of why I like Stone Cold. It was like, yeah, that's part of his personality, but he didn't they didn't push him as like that being, that was part of his thing, but
Jinder Mahal.
Did he really become huge? He was getting booed in India.
Sergeant Slaughter.
All right, like pushing a black wrestler.
They never push a black wrestler.
Kofi.
Oh, 30 Day Kofi. That was Jamaican. Then he was something else.
Yeah, but they gave him the championship because he was black. I don't think that held up as much as they claim it did.
Well, it put a boost in confidence in the black culture, but no one gave a damn on TV ratings. But they were kind of upset once he lost it because it was. I don't think they were upset because he lost it. I think they were upset that Brock Lesnar just came back out of nowhere and took it. Like they're tired of seeing that scene.
Well, my thing is this: is though Kofi was already like popular, like but it wasn't like based on his blackness, but his championship run was based on his blackness. That's why I think there was a disconnect. Like it just kind of came from out of nowhere.
Well, you remember he was supposed to have the spotlight before, but Randy got him sent down because he missed the spot.
I get all that. But my point is it wasn't like, hey, here's Kofi Kingston. He's going to be the next black superstar, the next great black superstar. But it's like, it was more like, hey, Kofi, he's pretty cool to watch in the ring.
Yeah.
It's funny.
The thing is, I think every other ethnicity gets shouted out, but black gets, unless it's a accolade.
What do you mean?
They'll go, oh, here's Carlos Areva from Puerto Rico. Try to imitate the accent and all.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, first is lineage, da, 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 and then it'll be a black person. They'll just say who they are and what their ability in the ring is. They'll never go into any detail about them being black. Because it'll be a touchy subject and black people will be upset. So they just go around that bush.
I suppose in like that they could like, focus more on like, or they could have at one point R-Truth being sort of a street dude kind of thing, but they went more into funny with it. But that works for him. That might be a bad example. But Booker T was a real street dude. They never really touched on that. Right? Harlem Heat did.
Yeah.
But that was their gimmick.
Till he called Hulk Hogan a nigga and they scratched it. Got too black.
No, he was Harlem Heat for a while.
He got too black.
They pulled him back a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I don't know. I just think people put too much on. I think they're taking away a little bit from Eddie when they say that he's like he made it as a Latino star. I think Eddie transcended that. And Rey Mysterio. I think he was just great for what he was.
You don't think he would have been Hall of Fame?
Who, Eddie?
Yeah.
I think he would have been that regardless of if he was Latino or what.
But if he was, they would have put the Latino in the speech and the
That's what I'm saying, though. That's where I think people put too much on that. Where it's like, for instance, Damian Priest could be the next Latino star, but let him just be a character, and then even if you're as a fan you're watching and you're rooting for him because he's Puerto Rican,
he could be the googly goggler underneath the costume.
But you want him to in order to succeed. You want him to be able to connect with everybody.
Yeah.
You don't want him to just be Puerto Rican guy.
Yeah.
Because then he's only going to connect with Puerto Ricans.
He's not being just Puerto Rican guy.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that's why I don't think it's even necessary for him to even have Puerto Rican flag. I know I'm nitpicking.
Yeah.
But even for that to be a part of it, like it's kind of, to me, it takes away from the Judgment Day thing a little bit.
Where does he have a Puerto Rican flag?
He always wears a Puerto Rican flag on his outfit. And they talk about him being from Puerto Rico all the time. And I think it's instead of building an actual story, it's, hey, connect with him. He's Puerto Rican.
It's actually is because all these live events and shit are starting to go to Puerto Rico and places to that nature. So they have to try to keep that connection.
But
going.
what does it matter if he's like coming out on Raw and it's fucking crickets when he makes his entrance? Like, if he's only getting pops in Puerto Rico, then let him work in Puerto Rico.
They got sales in Puerto Rico, baby, when they go there.
Just have Bad Bunny on the show again. He'll sell that bitch out.
That's why they had, what's his face when we went to Smackdown? presenting Randy Orton. We don't know who the hell he
Yeah,
was.
fucking reggaeton dude.
Yeah.
And then he sits next to us, and I still didn't recognize him. Like, oh, wait a minute, you were just in the ring.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, where do they get their talent? I think they just see shit that gets like a lot of views on YouTube, and then they thought, oh, well, we're in Miami. Gonna be a lot of Hispanics in the room. Yeah. I think, yeah.
Nowadays, that's every show you go to. Oh, that's Cincinnati. There's going to be a lot of Hispanics in this room.
I don't know if that's true, only because if it was, then just pushing Damian Priest as a Puerto Rican would work.
Hey, man,
or pushing anybody as Hispanic would work.
I think they're 20 weeks consecutive sold out shows.
Do you think if you asked most Hispanic people who their favorite wrestler is, how many of them you think would name a non-Hispanic? I guarantee.
Most, not all.
I guarantee. If you said other than Eddie Guerrero,
Rey Mysterio.
Other than Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio, give me top 5 Hispanic wrestlers.
Top 5 Hispanic wrestlers?
Yeah. Conan. You really got to start scraping the barrel after Conan.
That's not true.
Juventud. La Parka.
La Parka.
La Parka's one. There's people throwing out names right now we probably don't even know.
Andrade.
He's the future.
Escobar. All right, I'm fucking Alberto Del Rio.
Carlito. Savio Vega. But he's more of a journeyman kind of. Journeyman Hispanic.
Who else is this? Lita.
I guess that's another one. See, she became a fucking superstar, and you barely even knew what the fuck she was. I thought she was Iranian at one point.
I think her last name is Amos. I don't think she's Hispanic.
No, I think she. Remember, she came in with S.A. Rios. S.A. Rios.
There's a lot right there. Chavo Guerrero.
Kerwin White.
Kerwin White, yeah. That didn't last long.
Yeah, I think it would be hard to name, like, if I was to name a top 10, I would say at least my top 5 is all white.
Name a top 10 black wrestlers. You can't do that either.
That's what I'm saying.
It's only white people that wrestle those get too big, man.
And then the thing is with the black wrestlers, you got to make excuses for your top, at least your 5 through 8.
No, I think we could do a black one, no problem.
Go ahead. Farouk. Not in any particular order.
Not in any particular order.
Farouk.
Right? Farouk is on there.
The Rock.
Junkyard Dog.
Junkyard Dog. That's before our time, but I'll put him on there. We need some filler. The Rock's dad. Rocky Johnson. He'd have to be in there. Right? See, that's where you start making excuses. You see what I'm saying? Because you can't defend that without making some excuses. I'll tell you, Ahmed Johnson, I was watching a video, like a Shotgun Saturday Night.
Yeah.
He came out and he got a stone cold pop. I'm not even joking. He was getting roaring fucking pops coming out.
Ahmed Johnson.
He fucked up his career. He fucked up everything.
He did.
That's what I'm saying. You got to make excuses.
Yeah.
Teddy Long.
He was a wrestler, but he was a damn sure good ref and GM.
But listen, to be honest, you have to, like, I would put Kofi on there by default.
Gotta put Kofi on there.
I don't even know if it's a gotta put him on there.
I would, bro.
Other than by default.
Excuse this time, but I would put Big E on there.
We're stupid. Booker T.
Booker T.
He's probably number 1.
Yeah, I was scraping the barrel after Booker T. That's why I was trying to get some more out.
Oh, did you say Booker T?
No, I didn't want to say Booker T. I wanted to see how many.
Save it as a punch, like, oh yes,
and Booker T.
And Booker T, bitch. You gotta start throwing in fucking.
Damn, now we're fucked. This over.
Oh, I can't even think. What's you get? Brodus Clay.
Is he black? Ricochet? He's black.
He might be black. He's black enough. Black enough for this list.
Maven?
Maven.
It's a great YouTuber now, man.
Yeah, fucking Mulata. Yeah, actually, his YouTube channel is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think if you were now to say make a top 10,
Trick Williams. I don't care. I'm putting him on the list right now. He's already there.
This might be the generation that does have like some legendary black wrestlers.
Devon Dudley.
I mean, you might have to put him in there. Might have to.
Mark Henry.
Mark Henry. Wow. D'Lo. Godfather. Okay, we're getting in there.
Yeah.
But these aren't like main eventers. We need some hard hitters.
Mid-card ass niggas.
That's where you need
Bobby Lashley.
There's one. So we have two main eventers, Booker T, Bobby Lashley. Like bona fide.
And The Rock.
Now you're claiming The Rock.
Yeah,
right.
I got to.
I knew it was coming.
It's desperation time, baby.
Junkyard Dog was a main eventer, right?
Yeah.
Mr. T.
Mr. T.
Zeus.
Mike Tyson.
Muhammad
Ali. We getting somewhere.
We're getting somewhere on this. Coach.
You can't forget Coach.
Couple matches.
Yeah, he did. Jonathan Coachman.
I think this is a pitiful top 10. We got a good top 5.
Braxton Saxton. Byron Saxton, yeah.
Samantha Irving.
Game over.
Yeah.
That's it.
Jacqueline. Actually, Jacqueline was pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I don't know if she is a Hall of Famer. Yeah. I think we got a good 6 with Farouk added to that. Viscera. What about Viscera?
Put Viscera on the list.
Big Daddy V.
Mabel. That's all.
King Mabel too.
Went through some decades.
He lasted.
Yeah. Rikishi.
He's Samoan. Dance like a black guy. Too cool.
R-Truth.
R-Truth. Wow, I can't believe we didn't say that one. John Cena.
I'm putting him on the list already.
R-Truth, actually. Montez, he's still future.
Yeah.
So far, I think we got a good solid 7. You just threw in R-Truth.
Yeah.
All right.
We got some.
But if I were to say, name your top 10 favorite white wrestlers, we'd come up with too many.
It's over. Yeah. Pure white, though. If we did pure white, it'd be a little harder.
Like, what do you mean pure white? Like German? That's where we're
like
getting
Gunther can't put him on the list.
Nah. You need like American white. Yeah. Austin, Flair, Undertaker. Is he white?
Yeah, he's white.
Yeah. But see, I wouldn't put Sheamus on there as a white guy.
Sheamus
is Irish.
Sheamus another white guy, yeah.
Fucking Mick. Considered black back in the day. McIntyre.
No, he's off the list. Bret Hart's off the list.
Bret Hart's, yeah.
It's Canadian.
I think he sucks. Well, not sucks, but he's not on my top 10. He's overrated. That's what I meant.
There it is.
Overrated.
Shawn Michaels carried him.
Yes. I was only interested in Bret Hart. Well, the Canadian run was kind of good, but I hated him at that point. All right, we can probably get out of here. S. Ramos says that he thinks Judgment Day is going to turn on Damian Priest. I don't see it because I see Judgment Day. I think they're going to have to get stronger now that Ripley's not there. I think not Judgment Day. Damian Priest is going to start being like the You know what? He might be right because
Remember there was tension between him and Finn.
And they even showed it last week when he told them, he was like, go out there and do this.
Yeah.
And Finn was just kind of like staring at him. And then he was like, I got you. Yeah. Finn's got something going on in his head. And I think he wants that belt.
Yeah, he's gonna be Demon Finn, huh?
Yeah. Finn's gonna go, don't forget who I was. I'm the demon.
Don't forget I took out Edge.
Yeah.
I'm the leader. Belt or not.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, you might be onto something, Ramos. Might be onto something. All right, well, let's make a move, huh?
That was it. That was all the.
I think we got everything.
Let me check.
Yeah, we got the new belts. We got the recap. I know it was all over the place tonight, but it's kind of how we had to talk about it because it was just a big recap.
Yeah.
So, as far as like the overall, because I was very negative on the after WrestleMania and WrestleMania, the ending, I would say there's like, I'm starting to see some things that I'm somewhat interested in. I'm kind of interested in what the Bloodline is going to play out with. I'm trying to think. Maybe
Judgment Day. What they're going to go with that now since Ramos. Look a little bit more into that. See
what's up with that, because that's I'm at least interested in it because I do want to see Damian be presented better. The draft coming up.
Have you seen any of those speed matches? The X speed.
I can't get into them. Like I'm not like there's people who that's for the people who like watch Japanese wrestling.
For like squash matches.
It's wrestling without a story. It's just here's two guys wrestling really fast.
It's a story. It's a tournament right now to get the championship. So there's nobody really beefing with nobody. It's just they're trying to get the belt first.
I just can't get into the matches. I'm just like it's AEW shit. Two guys wrestling really fast and sloppy.
It's not sloppy.
Who's been... And it's really just like a bunch of cruiserweights, right?
Bronson Reed's in it.
Is he?
Yeah, he's squashed niggas in that shit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, maybe I gotta watch it. All I was seeing was flippy dudes.
No.
Yeah, because I saw Ricochet in it.
Of course Ricochet's in it.
Yeah. I thought they made that shit for him, to be honest.
I think Bronson's getting it. It's for
he just won the Battle Royal, though.
Who, Ricochet?
No, Reed.
Reed?
Yeah.
Why not?
You notice they're kind of like flipping his character a little bit, too. They're making him kind of... I don't like that everybody that changes puts on a suit. But he does look very like Hawaiian Mafia-ish.
Hawaiian Mafia.
He looks like a dude you don't want to fuck with. If you saw him in a club or something doing security.
You're like, all right, so you cool.
Yeah.
I'll leave on my own.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. He's talking a lot more too.
Yeah. I think he's going to be the XP champion. I don't think it's about Flippy doing more than straight power because most of his matches are
squash. Yeah.
Well,
like 3-4 moves?
Like 7-8.
No offense from anybody else?
No, I mean they'll try to get their hits in.
Oh, he's like no selling.
He sells, but it's not long of a match. The moves will be like him hitting, they hitting the floor, pick it up. They'll hit him a few times, get him on his knees or something. He'll pick him up, hit him with his finisher, a bound,
and that's it.
Yeah,
gotcha, guys. Squash him in the corner.
Yeah.
That whole thing. Yeah,
it's like a 3-minute match.
You know who you brought him up earlier? Somebody that we kind of like wanted to highlight because he's been fucking kind of killing it is Ivar.
Ivar.
Yeah.
I actually put something
in
the chat. You can watch it. I sent it to you in the
what was
Misfit chat. Ivar in jeans in a promo on NXT, bro. Like he's well deserved for some kind of title. If it's in NXT, if it's going to challenge for the Intercontinental Championship, he deserves it.
Well, you made an interesting comparison to him earlier.
Vader.
Yeah.
But Vader wasn't doing no springboard moves.
Well, Vader was, though I don't think I could show this because it's WWE. But I'll react to it. But Vader was doing fucking moonsaults and shit.
Yeah, he was doing moonsaults.
Yeah. But yeah, Ivar is fucking like he moves around like a cruiserweight sometimes.
Yeah, he's about to right now.
Look at that, doing the cartwheels. What the fuck?
I'm telling you, bro.
The springboard.
Springboard with jeans on, bro.
Oh man, if you haven't seen that, yeah, I mean that dude could be something.
Yeah,
I think that's like
that's a rare talent right there, man.
Guys like that don't tend to get to the main event for some reason. They'd rather put a guy like the Big Show.
Yeah,
like, but I don't know. The thing about Ivar though is he lets himself get thrown around a little too much. Like he sells a little too much.
Yeah,
for a big guy, he should be more just taking shit. And to be a Viking, should be getting slapped in the face and like just eating
he
it.
should have a life bar as long as a screen.
Yeah,
like in Valhalla.
He's like a mid-level kind of boss. You gotta use a few more bullets on him. But yeah, I definitely could see Ivar being something. I think they would have to get him out of that Viking shit.
Yeah.
Though. He doesn't look bad as like a regular biker or some shit.
Yeah, that should be dope. He comes out with a bike too. He's like a mechanic looking nigga.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll run now, huh?
Yeah.
Anything to promo?
Shoot, back to the title belts when they come in the mail. Make sure you check me out on Wonderland. I'll be doing an unboxing when they come to see eye to eye which one is better.
Definitely. And yeah, that's all coming soon. You can follow me on X at Crishaun the Don. Go follow us on YouTube at Kayfabe Cartel.
Kayfabe Cartel.
Yes. And if you're not following our main YouTube channel at Misfit Nation, go over there.
Check it out.
If you're into just whatever, we talk about pretty much everything, mostly racism and politics and stuff. But they're pretty interesting conversations. No filters over there. Like for real though.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people say that, but I think we should start promoting as a no filter
show.
Because we're the real no filter.
The real deal. Holyfield.
You know why? Because we are America's most dangerous podcast.
Yes. Talk about cocks too.
Cocks. All right. Well, we're out of here. We'll be back on the main channel sometime this week, Thursday, Friday, one of those days.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think. Am I forgetting anything? Oh,
yeah.
Run.
This episode of the Misfit Nation podcast is over. But that doesn't mean the conversation has to end. So if you're not a socially awkward queer, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or at the Misfit Nation. Also, help us prepare for our inevitable YouTube ban by following us on alternative platforms like Rumble and Odyssey at the Misfit Nation. And if you're tired of looking at our ugly mugs, you can listen to the audio version of the show on Apple Podcasts or Podbean. That's misfitnation.podbean.com.